Time, the most elusive concept known to mankind. What if I told you that someone had received messages from the past? Let me take you back to 1984, where a man named Ken Webster found himself tangled in a web of inexplicable occurrences. Webster wasn't just any man, he was a man who claimed to have had a direct line to the 16th century. Yes, you heard it right, the 16th century. Through his humble computer, Webster alleged to receive messages from an individual who identified as a person from the past. The sender, a certain Thomas Harden, claimed to be living in the year 1521. Now you may ask, how is this possible? That's where the mystery lies. The circumstances surrounding these messages were as baffling as the content within them. The language used, the details provided, all pointed to an era long gone. Could this really be a case of time travel? Or just a well-crafted hoax? We'll let you decide. Next, we explore the case of Sir Victor Goddard, a man who claimed to have flown into the future. As a respected Air Marshal of the British Royal Air Force, Goddard was no stranger to the skies. Yet in 1935, during what should have been a routine flight, Goddard's world took a strange turn. While navigating his plane over an old, dilapidated airfield in Drem, Scotland, a bizarre storm engulfed him. As he emerged on the other side, he found himself flying over a bustling, technologically advanced airfield in the same location. Yellow planes, which were non-existent in his time, were spotted on the runway. Workers were dressed in unfamiliar blue jumpsuits. Returning to his own time, Goddard was left with an inexplicable experience. Despite the skepticism that greeted his story, he firmly held on to his claim of an accidental journey into the future. But the question remains, did Sir Victor really experience a time slip, or was it all just a figment of his imagination? Our third case takes us to the alleged government experiment known as Project Pegasus. Enter Andrew Basiago, who claims that as a child, he was part of a covert U.S. government project in the 1970s. According to Basiago, this project, named Pegasus, was experimenting with time travel and teleportation. He talks about being teleported to past and future events, even asserting he had been sent to the Gettysburg Address. Skeptics, however, have their doubts. They question the lack of tangible evidence and the fact that Basiago's claims conveniently align with significant historical events. The scientific community also raises eyebrows at the notion of time travel itself, given our current understanding of physics. Despite the skepticism, Basiago's story has sparked debates and enthralled those who dare to dream of time travel. Could the U.S. government really have been experimenting with time travel, or is this just another elaborate tale? Now we delve into the strange case of Sergei Ponomarenko, a man lost in time. This perplexing tale begins in 1985 when a disoriented man was found wandering the streets of Kiev. He introduced himself as Sergei Ponomarenko, a cosmonaut from the year 1968. His story was one of accidental time travel, claiming he had been catapulted into the future during a space mission. As you can imagine, his story stirred quite the controversy. Skeptics pointed to the lack of records for a cosmonaut named Sergei Ponomarenko. Others, however, were intrigued by his detailed knowledge of Soviet-era space technology and his apparent confusion at the advancements of the 80s. Despite extensive investigations, no concrete evidence has been found to either confirm or debunk Ponomarenko's claims. This leaves us in a state of mystery, pondering the possibilities. Is Sergei Ponomarenko a real-life time traveler or just a man with an incredible story? Finally, we arrive at the most famous case of time travel, John Titor. Emerging in the late 90s, Titor claimed to be from the year 2036, a time where society has drastically changed due to a series of world-altering events. He spoke of a time machine powered by 2 microsingularities, a device that could bend time itself. Titor made several predictions about the future, some of which have been eerily accurate, while others have missed the mark. The details of his time machine, his knowledge of future events, and even his very existence have been hotly debated. Skeptics point to inconsistencies in his story, while believers hold on to the hope that time travel is indeed possible. Titor's identity remains an enigma, with no concrete evidence to confirm or refute his claims. Is John Titor a genuine time traveler or simply a master of deception?